Day, Dan Kaiser, Mr. Professor. How are you doing today?
Good. Very good. Michigan just went live today for online sports betting, so I've been sitting around trying to get signed up and figure out how I'm gonna fund all these books. But yeah, things are finally good here.
Don't go crazy on in play. That's my number one. My number one thing. That's great. Yeah, Michigan and Virginia went live today. Nick, did you hear about that?
I did. I've been following along on the internet, and so more and more states are coming in and coming online, and so that's fantastic.
Yes.
Awesome. And so I'm totally looking forward to breaking down the conference card, and maybe we're going to look at some NHL if there's time or something.
Yep, we could throw some NHL in there. I got a couple basketball picks that if anyone missed my Morning Wood show, that I'll give them to you then. If you're joining the chat, like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications, and let's get this started. Okay, I have a new format in our thing, so I'm not super great at it, so just bear with me. So we're going to start off with the Buccaneers at the Packers. I've got Green Bay. I don't know where the total went. It's 52. There it is. It's rolling up. See, it's a new system. So we got Green Bay minus 3.5, and the total's at 52. So what do you think about this one, Dan?
Yeah, I don't know. I just heard this interesting stat just before I came on that Tom Brady has won more playoff games since the age of 37 than like Rodgers has won in his career. So
wow,
that's impressive.
I thought that was kind of interesting, but yeah, in this game, I just right now I'm leaning. I like Green Bay at 3. I'm still leaning Green Bay. I'd probably bet it down to or by the half a point to get it down to 3. I just think this seems just to be their year this year. Everything seems to be going right for them. I think Rodgers is just having an outstanding year this year. And I know a lot of people will say, well, yeah, Brady and Gronkowski have played in New England their whole career, but that's only 2. I know JPP played in New York for a long time, but that's only like 3 or 4 guys on their team that knows anything about playing in like really cold weather. And I know Nick has a little bit of experience from this, like living in Thailand for a few years. You know, once you live over there in that hot weather, you know, you get acclimated to it. And when you get back to the cold, it takes you some time to get used to it. And, you know, they're just going to be coming up and playing this game. And it might not affect Brady and Gronk, but I think it could affect their other wide receivers that aren't used to it. You know, you get your hands get cold, they start to feel numb, and it's just not the same feeling. So, you know, I think that could play a factor in this game. And I don't know, I just think it's the Packs year this year. So I'm leaning Packers in this one.
All right. A lot of people in the morning chat and the show I did this morning were into the Packers too. Where are you at on this one, Nick?
I just wanted to say what's up, Rye Cape, there in chat. But I'm with Dan as far as the side is concerned. I actually have a play on the total, so I'm going to not really talk about that so much. But yeah, I'm with Dan. I think, you know, when Green Bay drafted Jordan Love, it set this fire in Rodgers there, and he's just had a fantastic season. Dan has pointed out most of the good things about Green Bay there, and yeah, just being able to have home field advantage here. Green Bay, it's 5-0, or sorry, it's 5-1 against the spread in its last 6 playoff home games. It's 5-2 its last 7 against the spread as a favorite. And Tampa is just 2-5 its last 7 in the head-to-head meetings between these two teams. I know there's some new faces and different things, but yeah, as Dan said, that acclimation going from Tampa over to Green Bay, that's going to have a big effect here. And so, yeah, I'm not going to get into the total as I say, but yeah, I definitely lean to Green Bay here myself as well.
All right. Rye Cape says Rodgers is going off Sunday. Packers cover comfortably. The only thing that I worry about in this game, because you know that I'm crazy about professional sports being rigged, is does the NFL want Brady to win? Because if the NFL wants Brady to win, then Brady's going to win. And so that is kind of I'm staying off this game. I think it's dirty. But
I just think it's a win-win situation, because if you have Rodgers in there, oh, well, you know what I mean? For the NFL, I mean, probably it would want Brady in this conspiracy theory that we're talking about. But I don't think it would be too horrible to also have Rodgers in there.
I'm with you. I do a late night show and they call me QAnon Alley because I've always got a conspiracy theory about something. And I'm not really a conspiracy theorist, so don't get me wrong. But
right. No, yeah, no.
pro
You always got to
sport.
think those types of things, and people, sort of who would the league benefit the most by having in there, etc.
And we talked about that during the Lakers and the Heat. Remember, would the NBA rather see the Lakers play the Celtics, which is
Right.
an old traditional matchup,
Yes.
or would they rather see LeBron play against the team who he played for and won 3 rings with? And look, that's the one that happened. So it's just something to think about. What do you think about it, Dan?
Well, also, I wanted to go back on kind of what point Nick brought up. The Jordan Love thing. I'm not sure that made that big a deal this year, but I think what made a big deal was it's the second year of LaFleur and Rodgers being together, and I think this year there's a little bit more give and take between the two. You had that new coach coming in and saying, "Well, this is the offense I want," and Rodgers, I think, kind of bucked at a few of his things, and I think they got on the same page and went back, fed off each other, and like Nick said, I mean, Rodgers is having an outstanding season. I think
Devontae Adams, the emergence of Devontae Adams as well.
All right. Okay, so we're going with the pack. That's our pick. We're going with the pack on this one. I like it. Our friend Dustin Beck's got a little parlay going on. He took Tampa and KC money line and threw down a nice chunk on a parlay. 2,500 pays out a lot of money.
Tampa Bay money line, Kansas City money line. Very nice.
That's what's up.
So he's thinking, the Bucs are going to pull off another upset on the road here, and Kansas City is going to take care of business at home. We did get confirmation that Patrick Mahomes will be playing. He's been given the green light. However, there's been a bunch of other offensive players that have been put on the questionable list, and that's Sammy Watkins, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell, and Bashaud Breeland. They're all now questionable Sunday versus the Bills. So not fantastic news there for Chiefs backers, although I looked at the line there and it hadn't moved. It's still sitting right there at around that -3. I'll check it again here quickly.
The lines. That's what I got too. So
Helaire hasn't played for a couple weeks anyway, so that's not a surprise. And I'm not sure. I don't think Watson played last week either.
Yeah, Dustin's saying they've been without Sammy all year.
Okay.
So there's that.
Sorry. Sammy Watkins has been out all year.
I didn't know. I didn't know. But those are some big names as far as Le'Veon Bell. How's he been doing for the team?
I haven't heard a lot about Le'Veon Bell as well, but as we say, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Bashaud Breeland. I mean, the list isn't great there for Kansas City, and Buffalo's coming in with a fairly, not very many people on the injured list or on the COVID list or any type of warning like that. So, the issues, are definitely, as far as injuries and COVID, are definitely with Kansas City here, and that's why this line is only at around -3, as good as Buffalo has played this year. I actually have a play on this side. I went 4-0 in the divisional round last weekend, and
excellent.
As far as thanks. But as far as the total here, I'm sort of leaning to the over on this one, guys. Buffalo did win last weekend. It won at home, and it was really windy. It was cold, and the defense won the day that day. But the reason that Buffalo is in the AFC Conference Championship game this year is because of its offense. It averaged over 30 points per game this year. Both of these teams rank in the top 5 in yardage and points per game scored. So, now more than ever, the onus is going to fall onto the shoulders of Kansas City quarterback Patrick Mahomes here. So, I think this is going to be a shootout. I like the over in that AFC Conference Championship game.
All right. What do you think, Dan? You think it goes over?
Probably. As long as Mahomes doesn't get hurt.
Right.
If he takes one shot to the head, I'd have different thoughts. But my thing is, but Nick, you guys are talking about the line. but before Mahomes got hurt, I can't remember if it was Circa or one of the sports books out in Vegas had the Chiefs at only -4 against Buffalo. So even when he got hurt, then it dropped to like 2.5. So I don't. That didn't really. I mean, it's
Didn't
not.
move a lot. But still, if he was officially out, I think we'd see a lot more significant line movement, obviously. But I mean, he's not out, and he's in.
Yeah.
And,
he's still got that toe problem. That's not going to heal itself overnight. They'll shoot him up good, but I think they'll shoot him up good, and he'll. I just think it's going to be a very close game, and now that the news that Mahomes is playing, he's got a protocol. I don't think this line will move. I think it'll stay at 3. I was hoping if it got up to 4, I had a little bit at Kansas City at 2.5. If it got up to like 3.5, 4, I might have taken Buffalo and played the middle and just hope for something. But I do a couple plays I do like on this, and actually they're not totally my plays. A little insight from Rycape, but we both like the Kelsey props. Anytime touchdown, yardage. I like Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. So
right. I just wanted to say, you guys, I'm not a big individual player guy, and for myself, when I make my picks, players don't come into my equation when making selections a lot of the time. It's more about the situation. I'm looking at trends. I'm looking at the line itself, and so sometimes I miss some of those things. And I was just reading a report here when I was talking about Sammy Watkins there. So yeah, sometimes those types of things do get by me every now and then.
Yeah, I'm that way too with basketball. I want to know who's playing, but I really only care how tall you are and how old you are. I want to know how many upperclassmen and how tall they are. That's kind of, I want to know, do you play with 4 guards or 3? Yeah, that kind of stuff. But what your name is doesn't mean that much to me. So I feel you there. But there are those certain situations where if this guy's out, then you're in trouble. Patrick Mahomes would definitely be one of those. So yeah, I feel you on that. It doesn't always go into your equation. So hit it, pop us off here, Dan. You were getting your prop bet on there. Everyone in the chat, let's go through some player props with Dan, because I've noticed, my friend, that you happen to be pretty good at these.
No, I got another person that feeds me good.
Well, you didn't have to tell anybody that.
Well,
we would have just gone on thinking
think of fairness, transparency.
Fair enough.
It's 2021. It's the year of transparency. So
Yes, indeed. Okay,
no,
I'm going to take notes. So, all right, let's go.
I think Kelsey. I don't think Buffalo will be able to stop Kelsey. So I'd look at his yards, over yardage. It is a little high right now, but like I said, I'm looking at different books, and I've seen it. It's like 90, but high juice. But then if you get it like a 125, you can get it at plus money. So I guess it all depends what you're comfortable with. Anytime touchdowns, I think Kelsey was like 150.
What is an anytime touchdown? Is it just that, like not in the first quarter or second quarter?
Anytime touchdown.
Anytime in the game.
Yeah,
plus 150. Is that right?
A lot of books will have like first player to score, and those are like higher odds, and then they'll have anytime touchdown. So if they just score during the game, you win.
Okay.
So I like Kelsey. I like Tyreek Hill on that. And if I knew Hilaire was playing, I'd probably take him also, because I think if they get close, you'll see him either out of the backfield or short yardage.
I like that Kelsey play for sure. I think that he's going to have to step up here more than ever for Kansas City. Absolutely.
Yeah, Dustin, that's where he makes his money, is player props. That's his bread and butter, and how I make all my money this year. I like hearing that, Dan.
And just because Buffalo hasn't been able to put together a running game, except for Josh Allen, and I've seen him at one book at like 78.5 yards or something. I'd probably sprinkle a little on that also. I think no, it's not 78.5. I think it's a lower than that. I thought it was 38.5 maybe. Yeah, I think it's 38.5.
And that's yards that he rushes?
Yeah, rushing yards.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, I'm making notes because I'm going to make bets later on. I've cashed a lot of Dan Kaiser bets on these little things that I don't pay much attention to. I'm really bummed I couldn't get on to your Heisman Trophy winning pick there. Could not find it in my app, but you called it. You called it. So is that all you got? Anything else? Did I tap
That is it for the football.
No,
We're running out of football here. We're gonna have to switch over. I mean, baseball's coming up at some point here.
Ooh, I can't
We have
wait for
college
baseball.
basketball tournament in the tournament in Indiana. If they're gonna pull that off.
Yeah, Dan's coming to Vegas for that.
Oh, really?
We're getting ham bammed, Dan. We're gonna get ham bammed. That's what's up. Yeah, so let's talk a little hockey because we've got hockey going on tonight. And then also the really cool thing, if you guys haven't heard about it, people at home, don't forget, while I got you, hit like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss any of our upcoming shows like the one I'm about to tell you about. Starts tomorrow, is our premiere. It's kind of like a take on Hockey Night in Vegas. We're calling it Pucks and Pints with Picks and Parlays. Alliteration aside, it's going to be rad. Dan, I keep meaning to email you and ask, but I'd love it if you could pop in the first intermission, maybe give a free pick or two. In the hockey realm, Chip Chirimbus is going to come in and give us a hat trick. He'll give 3. Second intermission, Nick and Tim Michael are going to come in and do an NHL Total Chaos. But through the whole game, Kurt, Alexander, and I will be in playing it. Guys, listen what happened. Kurt came over last night because we were working out the whole odds of the show and how it's going to work. And he's like, let's play some hockey. So I'm like, okay, we'll do this. Dudes, I cashed on the Kings plus 400
Wow.
and I cashed on them plus a goal and a half at plus 110. So I cashed that. I made money on hockey, like good plus money on
Kings
hockey.
got their first win last night. So Kurt was possibly giving you a little advice there to take LA.
Yep, and Kurt told I was already on the 400 and the plus 110, so I was like good as far as what I was willing to invest. He took it plus 800 in regulation. He took the Kings. He is really good at in-play hockey. Yeah, so if you guys want to come and make some money like I did last night, and I in-game Colorado State plus 400 and 6.5 points. So I had like a really good day yesterday. It was a really good day. But if you guys want to in-play some hockey, this is the spot to do it. I know we've got a lot of good hockey fans in our group, and you guys are kind of looking for where to talk about it. We're giving you a spot. This is the place to talk about it. All right. So that's what's up tomorrow night. And it's going to be during the Montreal-Vancouver game. Holy crap. I learned so much about hockey last night too.
There you go.
That's for another story or another day. Dustin Beck says Darrell Williams, KC running back plus 200 anytime touchdown. If Edward Hilaire is out.
Yeah, that's a good call. I think
make a note of that.
Good advice betting these games is just I don't know if you got to wait, but just there's so much uncertainty, with COVID and so many different things. Each day it seems like something new coming up. And I don't know, doing the live betting perhaps is the way to go with these sort of bigger standalone games where the lines are so sharp, or doing the in-game wagering as well.
Right.
Yeah. I
love the in-game. There's so much value. So Cape says none of these teams cover the middle well, but the tight end props are in play as well as slot receivers. Also love Lazard, we'll go with, over 47 yards.
Right.
What do you guys think about that one?
Yep. Very solid.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. All right, Nick, talk some hockey to me. Dan, I haven't even heard you talk hockey yet. You're a Friday guy. Wednesdays is when we talk our hockey.
Well, yeah, we have an interesting matchup tomorrow night. That'll be the third game between the Canucks and Montreal tomorrow night. So that's going to be a really good one, a really interesting one to see how this third game will play out. The first 2 games have gone way over the total. The Canucks won in a shootout, 6-5 in that first one. Then Montreal won 7-3 last night. So now this third game, let's see what that's going to bring here. One thing I wanted to say is, that these teams didn't have a preseason. They didn't have anything to break in. It seems like in the early, scoring has been up. It was up last year. it seems like it's up again this year. We have really high posted totals all the time. But it seems like in the early going that it's the defense and the goaltenders which have been affected the most. That's what it seems like at this point anyways. But I would say, we're getting to the point now, we're at 2 weeks in, basically, that these guys are finally starting to get their game legs under them here. And so I think that we're going to, all of these early sort of numbers and results, I would say we got to take with a grain of salt, and that we're going to really start to see what these teams are at this point now moving forward. So, yeah, that's just sort of the feeling I'm getting with these teams and this sort of slow start for some of them.
I was very unimpressed with the Canucks defense. I was really, and Kurt kind of said that is going to be an issue for them going forward. Those two goalies are just not where they should be. Dan, what do you think? How are you feeling about it?
I just think it's just because of how they changed the scheduling in the season. It's just going to take some time to get used to. You're only playing teams in your division. And like Nick said, this is going to be the third game they're playing, against the same team.
That never happens.
Yeah. And even you usually don't even see like back-to-backs against the same team. So it's all like, it's just some different, it's weird. I think all the teams are trying to get used to things. And as Nick said, I think it's just going to take a little bit of time, a couple of weeks to figure things out and get a feel of actually what's going on. And I've heard a lot of people say that what they've been doing is, and these back-to-backs, whoever wins the first game, they're taking the loser in the second game. And I know some people have had success doing that so far this season. So, I've had good years at hockey, and I'm not going to say I'm an expert at it. I'm kind of like Nick. I just seem to find the right spots to take the big dogs or take, the puck line winners. And, I don't have like a tried and true way I handicap hockey. It's more like just the feel and, eye test type of thing. So.
Right. It's like a motion in the ocean. Listen, please, I'll be just fine. Real quick on college basketball, Michigan at Purdue. Dan, any feelings on that one? Over or under? 140 and a half's the number.
I'd take that. I'd probably lean over.
Yeah,
I think Michigan will put up 70, high 70s, 80 points. Purdue can score.
Michigan. I took them and I teased them to +2 also.
Nice.
But yeah, I do like it to go over. Here's another hockey one. Chiefs Kingdom, just win, don't cover. He's on the Nashville money line. Any thoughts on that, guys?
I like that Nashville play. They're playing against
Dallas,
who has up to this point had been dealing with COVID issues. This is their first game of the season, correct?
Yeah, this first game of the season, and Bishop and Turgeon, they're out.
Wow.
Still for a while. So,
I mean, Dallas got into the playoffs there last year. They surprised a lot of people, I think, a little bit. I mean, they've been a solid team, but what are we going to get out of them? We don't know. Nashville has had a few games under its belt here. We know they've putting up decent numbers. So yeah, I like the Nashville bet. Just it seems really logical.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a great situation for them to be in to take it.
Mm-hmm. And reasonable price. I mean, just look at that price. That's
what I was going to ask you. What's the cost? What are you charging me here?
Yeah, it's even basically. So
beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, that's because Dallas was like really, really good, didn't they?
They advanced in the playoffs. I mean, all last year they were the best defensive team in the league, and they barely scored. All of a sudden, the playoffs came along, and the bubble came along, and they were like one of the highest scoring teams in that bubble. I don't know what happened with them or what was their identity, why that changed so dramatically. Because up until that point, they were really a very defensive team. But perhaps that was a case. The scoring was up for everyone, but
right.
Yeah. No, Dallas has been quality for a while. And it's just been about their defense. But yeah, with those two goaltenders out, that doesn't sound very good at all for Dallas.
Is there that like rollover effect where a team that was good at the end of the season is like they're good at the beginning of the next season also? Does that happen in hockey?
Definitely, if there's chemistry and the core group and everything. But like every sport, from year to year, if there is a lot of turnover or transition, or there is definitely that as long as that core group of players is there, then you're going to have that consistency from one year to the next. Absolutely.
Nice. Jeffrey likes the Nets and the Cavs over. I know for sure Craig Trapp took that game over, and I know for sure that Sean Higgs took it under. So that's what I know for sure about that. And I know when Sean Higgs took it, it was a 2-team parlay with it was the Nets Thunder under, because it rhymed, and that's why I remember it.
Yeah, so, well, that one, if you guys, I don't know if you knew, but Kevin Durant's been ruled out for that game tonight.
That's good to know.
And so, that line opened at like 10. It's since dropped down to around 6.5. The total opened at around 228, and it's since down to around 224. And he was even at 222 at one point. So,
wow.
Yeah, significant line movement on that game because of the KD announcement there.
Yeah, my thing is this year, every time I bet one of those games where like the star players are out, it seems like everybody else on that team goes off. and I end up losing.
It does. It goes one of the two ways, and yeah.
It's a huge reason I don't bet the professional sports. That's just it. It's like, I swear, like, what's stopping the NBA from being like, all the money is on this team? Why don't we just sit this guy? Like what? Like, oh, and now his thumb is swollen, so he won't play tonight. Or I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't buy it, NBA or NFL. Bill took over Michigan and Purdue first half over 65. All right. Excellent work. All right, guys. Is that about it? That about does it for us. So we like the Packers. That's where we're at there. What did we like in the Bills and the Chiefs? We like the Chiefs, right?
I'm taking the over.
You're on the over. Oh, Nick has a premium play. That's what it is. So head over to picksandparlays.net. I'm sure Dan's got a bunch of premium plays there too. It's like your job. So if neither one of you has premium plays there, you need to talk to me because you're in trouble.
Nope, they're all up, ready to go off the 4-0 divisional weekend. So we'll look to keep that momentum rolling here in the conference round.
That's awesome.
And tonight's the poster game for bad hockey. Blackhawks, Red Wings.
Woo! All right. Well, I'll make sure to not watch that. I've got plenty of basketball to keep me busy tonight. Oh, if you missed my free pick show, it's called Morningwood. It's on every morning at 1 p.m. Eastern. My picks for today, I took sugar. I know I took SDSU over 124. I know Matt Mitchell's out. I put these in a teaser, so I got 6 points with them. I took Nevada under the 149, and I took Boise over 137. And I put all three of those in a 6-point teaser, and then I also straight bet all three. So there's your basketball for you. You're welcome. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Y'all have a rocking weekend. I will see you guys tomorrow night for our hockey party. Pucks and pints. Nothing like getting drunk on video. All right. We'll see you guys.